Right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahuwah Shai, Bahashem, Rakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all you Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening learning, to Maya Shadabadat, the house of David. I am Maya Shatab. All right, and we're coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai with various topics. All right, Lord willing to be edified, and just get into these scripts, because hey, day of Yahweh Hashem Shai is coming. All right, we are into Jacob's trouble, the beginning of Jacob's trouble, but nevertheless, you're starting to see these judgments pull forward. All right. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into these scripts. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel. It's going to be chapter 12 and verse 21, and it reads, "And the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days of prolonged, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth." All right, as we know, the vision is not failing. All right, because we're starting to see the things amp up through the spirit. We see it each and every day. You got all these stars, all right, these people of renown passing away. All right, who was the recent one? AJ something. Yeah, Anthony Johnson. But I got the hook out and play stuff. Yeah, he was like, he was the one that Smokey. Yeah, Smokey. He's there. Okay. He just recently passed. All right. Plus, amongst all the other judgments, you had Haiti over a month ago, with the earthquake. Then you see what they're doing to them in Texas under the border. Hey, it looked like the old days, right? Back in slavery, where the taskmaster was whipping them from their high horse. That's immediately what I thought of through the spirit. But going into verse 22, and it reads, it's Slakia 23, and it reads, "Tell them, therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, I will make this proverb to chase, and they shall no more use it at a day." Slakia, use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision come. For the day of Yahweh Shemi Shai is at hand. All right. Didn't it say the vision should not tarry? Though it tarry, though it tarry, wait for it. No.
Chapter 2, verse 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely come, it will not tarry."
Because that vision is for a appointed time. Yahweh Shemi Shai has that time. Yahweh has the time and the date. All right, down to the increment of a millisecond, and thereof, whatever is before a second. He knows all. All right, because everything is in his hands. All right, but that day is definitely coming, because we're starting to see the uproars of people. This world is waxing worse and worse. Right? Down 24, and it reads, Slaki Ezekiel 12 and 24, and it reads, For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattery, uh, divination within the house of Israel. For I am Yahuwah. I will speak, and the words that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall it's like it shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith Yahweh. All right. So that goes to show you right there, Yahweh Shemi Ashai is not playing. All right, his word will not return unto him void.
Chapter 2, verse 4. For they are impudent children and stiff party. I do send thee unto them. Thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, the Lord Yahweh. And they, whether they hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them.
Hey, and you should know, right? And if you don't know now, at that time you will know that Yahweh Shemi Ashai has sent, Abaratazah, we be those men, have sent men, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, Apostle Ramlah, all right? Apostle Rakah, all right?
And you got those children that he's talking about, are the people that to see this, to
God.
although some of the elect were spoken up, by the coming of the power of God. Most of the nation of Israel are not going to believe it until it's too late.
That's that very thing, that the apostles on down been waiting. All right. The apostles were and their apostles before were given this wisdom, knowledge, and stability. All right. They were given the wisdom, they had to seek out the knowledge, and now they have the stability. All right. They built the stability over the time. All right. Just faith on top of faith that has been continuously building. All right. And we know through the Spirit that Apostle Rakah, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramlah, and Apostle Gabar, all right, and the elders that are underneath them, all right, that these, and Abaratazah, we be those men, all right? We don't know who the elect, but we believe through the Spirit that these are the men of Israel to lead us back to the salvation through Yahuwah, through the Barak Kodash, through the Baram Kodash, all right? Working within them for us. All right? Roughly paraphrasing, don't we have need to be taught of other men? All right? So we had to be taught by the ones who the Spirit was working with first and foremost. The leaders of Israel. It's not Nathaniel. All right? It's not Johanna. It's not Sakari. It's not Deacon. It ain't none of those. All right? Ain't none of them. And nobody teaching that doctrine. Okay? I speak humbly as a man. I'm not the most high, but hey, you can see within their works. Their works are foul. All right? Yeah, they may have a following, but what is that script?
First Peter, or no, fuck, this is look at 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. It says, for prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of the Most High spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost from God.
Hey, and that's how you know. Everything that was written for time was written for our learnings. All right. He would do nothing but reveal his secrets unto the prophets. Still at this time. All right. Yahuwah said he changes not. He changes not. So you think all of a sudden the New Testament come, he gonna change up? What is the book of Matthew? I came not to I came not for peace, but I came not to do away with the law, but to fulfill the law. I think I got a little bit more. Yeah, come on. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, and we're going to go to verse 26. And it reads, Again, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. That's for all you niggas out there that saying, oh, that'll never happen in our lifetime. How many years and how many decades ago did they say that? All right. Oh, there's been pestilence and everything before. Yes. All right, but never like it is right now. Hey, shalom. All right. But never pestilence like there has been right now. All right. All at once. The uprising of the people. All this is happening now. Now. It's about high time to wake.
Verse 2 says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I have nothing.
God.
That was Paul talking.
God.
You know, his place of the you know, the order of things. And that these other these other camps, you know, they don't understand. They always trying to bring themselves to the forefront. And knowing first that it's Yahuwah's will to give us to reveal the mysteries and these prophecies that it says in the first place. Yeah. This is the book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 44. And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you. Well, I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. Then he opened their understanding that they might understand the scriptures. You know, that was Yahuwah. You know, he broke that seal.
And the seal goes into Revelation 6 chapter, the 7 seals. All right. Right. Continuing on, verse 28. This is Ezekiel 12 and 28. Slocky, I think I was at 27. I'm going to read 27 again. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 27, and it reads, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for my day, Slocky, is for my days to come, and the prophecies of the times that are far off. Therefore, say unto them, Slocky, therefore say unto them, Slocky, I'm going to start over so I can see. I apologize, don't have my glasses. Therefore say unto them, thus saith Thus saith Yahuwah, Bashem Yahushai, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith Yahuwah Bashem Yahushai. All right? So, hey, Yahuwah Bashem Yahushai's word will come to pass. Right? Will come to pass. You're seeing it come to pass right now. The uprising of the people, earthquakes, all right? Floods, the dollar crash. All right? You're seeing this dollar starting to crash. You know? And this whole society is falling. All right, whether you want to believe it, hear it, forbear it or not. You know? So we know through the spirit and power of Yahuwah Shem Shai that there is multiple prophecies that have already came to pass. All right, some that people don't want to recognize. All right, we are in the midst of the MOB. All right, we are in the progenitor to it. The whole beast system, the whole final countdown to what they really want to achieve. We're staring at it right in the face through prophecy. All right? Because what is prophecy? What is Slakia? What is prophecy? The spirit of Yahuwah Shai. Right? Tell before time. Things that are going to come to pass, as we just read. Yes, sir. Sorry. Hey, this Slakia. Burning resin out here got these flies kicking up from this sweet smell. Right? This is the book. This is Wisdom of Solomon, and this is going to be chapter 11. And let's start at chapter 11. We're going to start at verse 10, and it reads, For these thou didst admonish and try as a father, but the other as a the other as a server king. Thou didst condemn and punish. Condemn and punish. With they were where they were absent or present, where they vexed alike. For a double grief came upon them, and a groaning of the remembrance of the things past. For when they heard by their own punishment the other to be befitted, they had some feelings of the Lord, for whom they rejected with scorn when he was long before thrown out at the casting. He was long before Slaki. He was last the Slaki admired. Past they admire, but of the fools deceived of their wickedness, their wherewith being deceived, they worship serpents void of reason, and serpents void of reason, and vile beasts. Thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. Like it. And here, get my glass. But I read that because the wicked, all right, the 2/3 of our own nation, all right, first and foremost, Yahuwah Bashem Yahushua has a problem. All right, he has a problem with 2/3 of our own people, first and foremost, even before he saw Edom. All right, that's why he says he will clean his house first. All right, he will visit his own house before he visits someone else's house. He is going to get his house right. All right, because it's our people who he's most angry at for perpetuating and following after these false idols.
Second Ezra 15, and I'll start at 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. You know, and the elect is those souls of the just. It says, and therefore, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
All innocent blood among them. All right? Basically, you're going to have to answer for all the innocent blood that you shed. Whether you be a 2/3 of our own nation or whether you be of the heathen nation. All right? Everybody has to appear before the judgment seat. All right? In America, aka Babylon, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, aka Rome, all right, is an altar. All right, this is a spiritual, sacrificial, and physical sacrificial altar. All right, where the undesirables will be sacrificed. All right, righteously, a righteous recompense. So, hey, how about Shemi Al-Shai? He has a special peculiar people that he's working with, right? And that is the 144,000, the multitude, all right, which the 144,000 is in the multitude of the 1/3, all right? Those are the ones that Yahuwah Shem Shai shed his blood for first and foremost, but the nation of Israel in its entirety, all right? But before he had before he has Israel within Israel, all right, there's a hierarchy to everything, like there's a hierarchy in Israel, all right. So the first 1/3 of his blood drops went into his elect, all right. Not saying that his blood is any less sacred for the 2/3, but that's the ones he suffered for first and foremost. All right, and what's that? What's that? I pray not for them. I pray not for the world, but for them. For thou that you given me. Let me look at it. You got some.
Lamentations 4:14. They have wandered as blind men in the streets. They have polluted themselves blood, so that men could not touch their garments. They cried unto them, Depart ye, it is unclean, depart, depart, touch not. When they fled away and wandered, they said among the heathen, They shall no more sojourn there. The anger of the Lord hath divided them, he will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests, they favored not the elders. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched a nation that could not save us.
Pray not for them. I pray not for the world, but I pray for thou, those that thou hast given. I think it's in Matthew.
John 17:15 says, I pray not. Sorry. John 17:9 says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
Ah.
Verse 10 says, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them.
Hey, Yahuwah Shem Yahushai, Yahuwah Shai said he prays not for them, but for thine who has given me. All right? The 1/3 was given to Yahuwah Shem Yahushai. All right? He prayed for them first and foremost. Right? Or I got a precept. This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and verse 1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore, chastening thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance. Therein they have offended that live their wickedness, they may believe on thee. All right. So Yahuwah Shem Yahushai, all right, gave the spirit and prayed for those that 1/3 first and foremost. All right. So we have his spirit, his righteous spirit in us. Abarat is how we be those men. All right. And praise, and he didn't pray for the 2/3. All right. But he prayed that we would be in remembrance. All right. That we would come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Because 2/3 will learn that death by pain, by thermonuclear fire, ICBMs. All right. Oh, and there's another thing from a lesson we did earlier today. You know, when Sakari, the one watching, right? Sakari, the group Sakari that we were watching, are preaching out of the Quran, you know, trying to use the Quran to make a point, but you use the Quran over as a 45-minute video, 55-minute video, and you use the Quran 35 to 40 minutes out of it, and on top of it, speaking to women and that weren't even of your nation, all right? That has no ties to this, just by the spirit. All right, speaking to Ishmael. Has no ties, and you didn't bring out one script until the 45-minute mark. All right, you started bringing out scripts at the 45-minute mark, and you might have brought out 3. Hey, this is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourself, there ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahuwah Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. All right? And what you did when you're sitting there trying to explain to two women not even of our nation, all right, and preaching out of the Quran, you gave more praise to the Quran, even though you're trying to use it as a tool, all right, you gave basically more praise to the Quran than the scriptures, all right? It's all right to use sources for edification, but when you get caught up in the source that you're using to edify and don't bring out scriptures, it makes you a reprobate. You're going off through the Spirit. I don't want to hear what the Quran says. All right? Bring out the word. Let Yahweh Bashim Yahushua prove every man and woman a liar. I got to preach. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, drop down to verse 26, and it reads, but they that would not be reformed by the correction wherein he dealt with them shall feel a judgment worthy of God. All right, worthy of the power. All right, and this is just brother to brother correcting you on making sure that you're teaching, all right, the right doctrine. All right, saying the right things. All right, bring out the scripts. Bring out the scripts. Nobody want to hear that other shit. Bring out the scripts.
Galatians 1 and 10 says, for do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of the Mashiach.
God. Hey, maybe y'all got too much side hustles going on in your camp, profiting off the truth, whether it be reality shows, whether it be music videos, or whether it be boxing matches, or tagging, or merch. Staying brewed up. All right?
66 says, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of the Mashiach, doing the will of power from the heart.
God. Flock it. And when you see stuff like that, when you have other brothers and sisters, especially waking up to the truth, and they see stuff like that, you turning them away from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, you turning them away from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, especially with the rap videos, the 501Cs. All right, the health plans. All right, Nate got a whole health plan. All right, you're a member of IUIC, you can get a 401k. All right, get insurance for your family. Man, that's pure wickedness. Where's your faith? Where does faith come in? For all you other fucking groups, where's your faith?
2 Timothy 3 and 1 says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy.
Hey, disobedient. Definitely disobedient.
Drop down to verse 5. It says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. And that's pretty much what all these other groups did. They all branched out from one west, and they formulated their own truth.
God. Didn't want to give reverence where it was due.
That's why they taught, bad about the apostles because they don't want to give their reverence because they said, they feel a different type of way.
God. Hey, and this, hey, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the power, and could not out of the good things that are seen, seen, know him. That is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workman, the workmaster. Hey, that's why you other groups call on, Jesus. Right. Got that 501c3. You do all this and sleight of hands. All right. Got your unity camps and baseball stadiums, Passovers, all right, and having cookouts. And all that's wickedness, all that's wickedness. To congregate with the other camps that don't teach the same doctrine.
First Peter chapter 5, verse 2, it says, keep the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
Oh. Ready mind.
Neither as being lords of the Most High's heritage, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, he shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away.
They ain't even got to say nothing about
it.
Lead by example.
The chief shepherd is Yahuwah.
And it's like other groups, all right, continue to badmouth, all right, GMS, Apostle Tahar on down, all right, and brothers who teach the same doctrine, but mainly GMS because that's where the word comes from, all right. Yahuwah Shem Yahushai is working, all right, with the apostles, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, all right, and Abaratazah, he's working with all of us that are in this truth sincerely, faithfully, for the long haul, all right, being thou faithful until death, all right, and thereafter, and thereafter, all right, Abaratazah, we get to see the fall of our enemies and we be those men, but glorious either way, as long as my lot is of Yahuwah Bashim Yahushai to see salvation, and Abaratazah be those men of the 144,000. But hey, this is the book of Sirach. This is going to be chapter 15 and verse. Let's start at verse 14, and it reads, "He himself made man from the beginning, and left him slackening, and left him in the hands of his counsel. If thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he hath set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him." Lucky. Like it shall be given him, for the wisdom of Yahuwah is great. The wisdom of Yahuwah by Shemi Shai is great, and he is mighty in power, and beholdeth all things. All right? So Yahuwah by Shemi Shai, the beginning of life and the beginning of everything comes through these scriptures. Came through Yahuwah, making his only begotten son, Yahuwah Shai, to make everything else. All right? And had a nation, had an inheritance. That inheritance is the nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Western Middle Indians, Haitians, Guatemalans, Puerto Ricans, Argentinians, Chile, Colombian, Uruguay, and Mexico. Right? Yahweh Shemi Shai, 1/3 of his people he loved. First and foremost. 2/3, hey, he'll love you when you correct in the kingdom. Okay, this is various topics going through the spirit, you know.
Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of the power is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, and unrighteousness of men. Hold the truth and unrighteousness, because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them, for the power has showed it to them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination. Their foolish heart was darkened, professing themselves to be wise and became fools.
That goes to false prophets. That goes to those false prophets. That goes, and that's not just talking about these camps. These camps that call themselves Salafians, that claim that they have the truth. All right, that's these TD fakes, these Joel Olsteins, these crapload dollars. Your local pastor. All right, that's them. For there be many anti-Hamashiachs.
And serve those family how about God?
No. Fine.
Chapter 9, verse 1. I saw the Lord standing on the altar. He said, smite the lintel off the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away. He that escapeth of them shall not be delivered.
That's talking. Right? That's talking. Matter of fact, continue to read down. It's talking to both. All right? Talking to Esau, Edom. All right? And it's talking to the 2/3.
Right. Verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
Though they dig into hell, though they get there in their bunkers, right, in their fallout shelters, Though they go in their space stations, all right, Yahuwah Bashem Yahushai is going to find them out. He's going to make sure that, these people are going to answer for everything that they have done to his people, to the earth. All right. This is what these devils have to pay for, and these other nations. All right. These so-called Asians ain't getting off scot-free. The so-called whatever demographic you want to put them in, Russians, Polynesians, Arabic, not getting off scot-free. All right, because you were confederate with the devil. Continued our affliction. There's a great judgment coming for you, for all you nations. Once again, even our own nation. Matter of fact, I'll get this is the book of Zechariah. This will be chapter 13 and verse 8, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass that in the land, saith Yahuwah, two parts there shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahuwah is my God." All right? Said we are his people. His people. There ain't no other people that belong to Yahuwah Bashem Yahushai. All right? That he made after, that he has a nation after his likeness. All right? To perform his law, statutes, and judgments on the earth. Right? There's nobody else. No other nation. I don't care what scripture you try to pull up. All right? Pull it out of the Bible. Right? Don't pull it out of the anything else but the Bible. And not your John 3:16 either. God so loved the world. Right? On down. All right, even us brothers have explained it. And if need be, we'll explain it again. But you should know by now. That world is not the world of you, not the regular world. It is the world of Israel. Shit, if you can tell your chick or your kid, you know what, you're my world. How come the Most High can't? How come he can't tell his nation that you're my world? Call them the world. All right?
Yeah, that's the jealousy. That goes back to the jealousy of Eve.
God.
Hey, what I wanted to bring out earlier. Right, chapter 16, verse 16. Mercy is manifest to every creature, and he has separated his light from darkness with adamant. Adamant shown that that directly separates the light from dark. When the light is not through it. That's what Yahuwah started doing, picking out the cream of the crop that should see, that is predestined for salvation. He's bleeding out the rest.
It's the refining, it's the gold in the fire, the impurities, purge it out. It's the draw. Better or satisfying, all right, than being a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Abaratazar, we are those men, right? But pursuing with truth and honesty and all sincerity, all right, to strive for, to make our calling and election sure. You know? Right now, you you 2/3, man. 2/3 are just really like it's sad. Our people are led as a flock led flock, a flock led to slaughter. You know, hey, this is Zephaniah 11 and 4. Thus saith Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. All right, who holds the flock? Firstly, foremost, Esau Edom holds the flock. But hey, that 2/3 teaching that false doctrine, all right, they're leading the flock to the slaughter. Matthew, blind leads the blind, and both to fall into a ditch. Continuing on, I'll go ahead and finish it out. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. All right? They pity them not. Yahana, Nate. All right? All the Sakari, Deacon, I don't even know their names.
The majority of society thinks, that these little monetary come ups that they have, they take those as blessings. But the Most High is not of this world. You can throw everything in it, but that's really not. That's not a blessing.
God.
Those little lottery tickets or whatever you may have won. It's a blessing, but it's not. It's not a gift of.
Hey, it's not that birthright. It's not that birthright blessing. It's not the one that Esau's pursuing after. All right, he's got his blessing, and he's still pursuing after the original blessing that he gave up, because now he sees the value. All right. Huh.
2 Chronicles 36. The Lord, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messenger, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, despised words, and misused the prophets, until the wrath of the Lord, Yahuwah, arose against the people, till there was no remedy.
Huh. Good.
Because we would rather get, order some holy water and get a check in the mail 5 days later.
Right.
No matter the
Foolishness. And that's because you have no real leaders. All right. These other groups have no leadership. You know, not saying that there might not be some of the 1/3 amongst the other camps, or even of the 144,000. We're not saying, all right, but we're saying that if they are, they have to come out of the doctrine that they're under. All right, because it is not the way. These are sheep without a shepherd. Oh,
problem is, y'all proud now because you think they can have it. No.
yeah. How about Shimei Shai? Reaching out. You know, how about Shimei Shai uh, reaches out through brothers, right? Reaches out through Apostle Tahar, giving orders, just like the order he gave with no women on the comment board. All right, unless it's true, sincere, unless it's a greeting, a sincere question or a greeting. That's order, and everything happens in its season and time. Because these women had a time, but hey, back to order.
Right. Because, I mean, just in the last month, I've seen multiple videos of Pete talking her shit. So we're not even in time for that. So you ain't got it by now. You're through.
Uh,
That spirit don't wake you up.
right. No matter how much you love that. Question is, does she even love you?
Right. The story of Jacob, how he chose Rebecca over Laban. Laban was the one that uh, that brought forth this nation, the majority.
God.
And that's the thing. The Most High doesn't care about your favoritism or what design.
God. It's his design.
Right.
It's his favoritism. Right. Who he loves.
Right. He favors the undesirable.
God.
Because they're the ones doing the right thing. They're the ones living the
but she had 10 sons. Jacob had 10 sons with her. Rebecca had 2. All right, 10. That's 100, 200 fold.
Right.
You know. Hey, and then on top of it, through the Spirit, Yahuwah came out of the tribe of Judah. It didn't come through Jacob's favorite wife. All right, the promise, as the brother said, it didn't come through Jacob's favorite wife. It came through Jacob. All right, but it came out of the line of Judah. He gave the promise over to King David.
And going back, Isaac favored Esau.
So it doesn't go to show, Slocky, it goes to show that it doesn't matter about your favor, your favor. Here's all the will of Yahuwah Bashem Yahushua.
They relating to what we were talking about earlier, they favor these other camps because they're doing more things with this world. But you have to be honest with yourself and do the research yourself, you know, and who's doing the work, you know, sincerely, you know, making that image to be appeasable side of things.
And that's why 2/3 of our own people are going to perish. All right, we'll perish by the sword, perish through pestilence, perish through new created beasts. Right? This is the book of Ezekiel, speak chapter 5 and verse 12, and it reads, a third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with the famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee, and the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee, and I will scatter a third part into the wilderness, into the winds. My eyes jump into the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. Thou shalt, verse 13, thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted. I will be comforted, and say, shall now that I, Yahuwah, have spoken it in my zeal, then I have accomplished my fury in them. Hey, Yahuwah Bashem Yahushua is telling you, all right, you 2/3, all right, you the ones that following after these other camps that aren't teaching the right doctrines, going after them for your vain lust, all right, because hey, that album that they dropped, the Sabbath album 3.0 was just off the chain, all right, for their reality shows. All right, for whatever it is that they have or whatever it is that they do, whatever clout chasing that they do or give. Yahuwah Bashem Yahushua says you will die.
And kind of slackness, but his long suffering as word, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So if you're a sincere brother in that camp, you know, repent and come to the truth, because I'm sure you know. And you know where to find it.
Here's what those men might say, you know,
From your own salvation.
with fear and trembling. All right, brothers don't have to like you. All right,
The scriptures tell you to circumstance, you know. And right now, Yahuwah me outside doing housework.
God. Right. Well, Lord willing, this was edifying. Various topics that we just wanted to talk about that was on the spirit. Did some videos today, and want to continue on for the spirit.
Fires. Burning.
Right. And Abaratazar, it was edifying. But with that, we just want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahuwah, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. To all you Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity. To the men, women, and children listening learning. To the Bayash Debadat, the house of David. This is Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. Till the next time, Shalom.